Yeah, that's fine. You're taking less time for me to be on. That way Lance can get here.
First piece.
Bam.
No, you're not supposed to. That's not
There you
correct.
go.
I'm live.
Correct.
I was supposed to hit the right. I hit the wrong. Say hi, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler.
All right, now it's all
Yeah.
there.
Hang on.
Is that?
And then merge. I forgot to hit the.
And we're back again. Tyler here with Explore Scientific. Thank you for tuning in for the third time, I believe, or the fourth or the fifth. I don't know. We have a new controller slash not Paul.
Training director.
Trainee director. Annie is doing her best at pushing buttons, but she will eventually get it. We know. I have all the faith in the world. It can for the beginner, it can be a little bit intimidating because you're having to do quite a bit. It doesn't seem like it is, but it's actually to make sure all the cues are there, the volume's coming through. It can be really intimidating starting out for sure. But the whole thing on today's little quick Facebook Live episode, guys, is this. And at the end of Facebook Live, we're going to have Scott talk about the Arizona Dark Sky Site.
No.
What?
He doesn't know how to do that.
Oh, it's simple.
No.
Okay.
It's not that simple.
Okay, Scott's not going to be here to talk about that. That's unfortunate. That's okay.
You have to do if you wanted to call it video.
That's okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and an entry-level pair of binos. Well, actually, the Magnaviews, the Condor Series. Switch that around in the wings. I would consider these good entry-level positions. The Magnaviews are great for transport, to move around, hang around your neck. These are the 8x25, so great for bird watching. If you're mountain hiking as well, it's great for that. You got the Condor Bresser 10x32s, which is also great for live game. If you're an avid hunter, bird watching as well. I mean, honestly, all of these can be used for bird watching, and I know this is what this main show is presented on or based on is the outdoors. We're going to have a guy, an employee, an Alpine rep that's basically going to talk to us about, what's the differences of, prisms. You got Abbe prism. You got I call them box. Other people call them backs. You got Abbes, you got box 7, box 4s, then you got coatings on the prisms. Is dielectric better than silver? Then you got aluminium or aluminum, whoever.
I think we can have Scott talk.
You think? So Scott will make an appearance. I knew Annie could figure it out. I knew at the end of the show, right at the end of the show, we're going to have Scott come on.
Do it now.
Well, I don't want to do it now.
We're going to do it now.
Okay, well, let me get done with my shtick, and then you can do it then.
Right now. Scott wants to talk about the Arizona.
All right, Scott apparently wants to interrupt me, so we're going to let him talk.
Thank you.
Everybody, if you love the Milky Way, you love looking at stars, you love astronomy,
I can hear it. Yeah.
you're going to want to come to the Arizona Dark Star Party. It's September 21st to the 25th in Oracle, Arizona. You're going to be under pristine dark skies. Art. It'll be an amazing event. Famous astronomers will be there. Thousands of dollars into our prizes. Come to explorescientific.com/events and sign up.
Now go.
He'll be. He's frozen.
We went to black. We went to the black hole.
Oh boy, we went to the dark side of the hole.
Yeah, you got to watch that time.
Gotta watch it. Black, and we're back. Dang.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Annie's learning. She's doing very well. But again, we're going to have a rep here at Explore Scientific that's a little bit more knowledgeable as far as spotting scopes.
You saying you don't know anything?
I know the power and the magnification. That's it. That's all I know. Paul can call me out all he wants. I know my weaknesses, and binos are my weaknesses. I don't know, you know, if I want a roof type pair of binos, do I want a bridge type pair of binos? You know what? If an AB prism is going to give me better results compared to a Bach 7 or a Bach 4, you know,
Bach or back?
that's why I iterated it. I call it Bach. Some people may call it back.
But Bach, wasn't you blind?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Sebastian Bach, yes. But this is B-A-K, not B-A-C-H.
BTK?
No. Stop it. And then you got a spotting scope that is the Alpine Apex. This thing is marvelous. You know, what's the benefit of getting a spotting scope, whether it's astronomy or, you know, you're, again, a big game hunter? Why do you want this compared to binos? I mean, binos are great for transport or portability. Do you just want to keep this at the house and do some backyard hunting? You know, that kind of stuff, which we frown upon. Don't do that. You know, what's best bang for your buck? Do you want a straight through spotting scope, or do you want the 45? Do you want dual speed focus, you know, to get that nice detail? Or do you just want a one roller focuser? All the spotting scopes on the Apex line come with a padded case. All the Shasta Ridges, all the Alpines come with a nice carry-on case with a neck strap. Nice presented boxes. They are all waterproof. I think that we'll have to get with Lance. Lance will be able to tell me which Alpine is not waterproof, because there's one out of all of them that's not. I think there's one that's not.
I don't think it's the Alpine that's not. The Shasta Ridge is waterproof.
Yeah, Shasta Ridges, all the ones I have on here are waterproof. Waterproof indeed. They're all waterproof. They're all.
Well, you can tell right here.
Yeah, they're all waterproof.
Condor, I don't think is.
That's
No,
what
it's waterproof. Right
yeah,
on the front.
I mean, I think everything on here is waterproof. I think the only main difference is the Tetons have ED glass.
Tetons are a better binocular.
Tetons are fantastic. They're a great pair of binos, depending on if you want
They're
to
the
get.
only ones that fit my interocular space.
It's IDP, interpupillary distance, or IPD. Sorry,
Interpupillary, interocular.
interpupillary
I
distance.
don't really care. I can actually see through them.
Then why did you ask?
No, I said I think they're the only ones that do that.
Yeah, Paul's got a big giant head with a lot of empty space, just like me.
Tyler, no. look on camera. Look over here at the box.
I'm looking at what box. This box, that box.
The TV.
Looking at the box. I'm waiting for it to come through.
For me to come back.
Refreshing.
Look at your head. Look at my head.
Yeah, no, still the same.
No.
They're about the same.
My noggin is. I'm behind you. So.
It's optical illusion, and mine's bigger because I'm closer to the camera. Paul's a lot further away, and he's turned at 45 degrees. He's cheating, he's looking slimmer already. But we're going to have a guy on here. He's going to talk about the differences of these pairs of binos and spotting scopes. You know, a beginner recommendation for sure. And, you know, it's buffering. It's not you guys, it's this over here. That's honestly it.
Just keep talking about it.
Well, I mean,
10 more minutes.
I know we got 10 more minutes, but this is the pre-show for the P-show.
The advantage of a right angle spotting scope.
That's what I'm hoping Lance will be able to tell me when he comes on at 2 o'clock. That's why Lance is coming on at 2 o'clock for the Amazon Live show. He will be able to tell me, you know, which...
Yeah, no comments.
Okay, I'm a boring guy. I can't help it.
Yeah.
You know, which ones do you want as either an astronomer user, a bird watcher,
You do have 8 people.
or just an avid hunter, you know?
10 people watching this.
Oh, there's 10 people. How the heck are you 10 people? I wish you'd say hi or call me names. I don't care.
I'll call you names. Is that okay?
You're not a commenter. You're just
I'm-
you're a backstage presence. You're Lurch in the background holding the rope.
Yeah, I'm holding the rope, right? Kick the floor out.
Yank the floor out, Addy. You know, binos are, whether again you're bird watching, wild game hunting, or just doing an avid astronomer, they are a gateway to things. They help you see things a lot more clearer, and that's why I like the Alpines compared to any other brand. They're made, or we sell them here, and we have a whole bunch of stock of them, and they're a great brand, and they've all been redone. Every single one of the Alpines have been redone to a smaller, especially the Shasta Ridges. If you have an old pair of Shasta Ridges, you can relate that these are a lot smaller, more compact, and they literally just fit in your hand really well. I'll show you right now. So these Shasta Ridges are, let's see, which size are these? These are the 10 by 42s. And most 10 by 42s are big. They're usually pretty long. And I have big hands. Paul has bigger hands than me. But these are honestly, these are tiny. And this is a bridge style. Or I'm sorry, it's a roof style.
They're actually quite good.
Well, what I mean by tiny is palm in your hand. They're compact.
Oh, they're comfortable.
They're comfortable. They fit in pockets real well. Or you got the neck strap that comes with it. But yet this thing right here is amazing. And what's great about it is I can focus on the camera and it's less than 10 feet away. That's awesome. You can't beat that one way or another. And that's what's amazing about it. And that's why I like this brand, especially their new redesigns. They're honestly just so nice to hang on to and hold. And they don't weigh a ton. They're real. That's why I want Lance on here, is he can be able to tell you what it's made out of, you know, what changes they did compared to the last one. He's a lot more knowledgeable about binos than I am. I do telescopes. That's all I do. And I barely do a okay job at that. So again, I don't have much information other than that, but make sure you guys tune in on the Amazon Live again to figure out which binos are great for you. I gotta go places that Mother Nature's singing. Unfortunately.
4 minutes. And you're still going to be 10 minutes out.
Yeah, I know. Is there a video that we can play, possibly?
About 8?
Yeah.
About 8? No.
Put on what?
I've had a lot of water, folks, I'm not going to lie. And I'm a seal.
Oh, auto.
A seal.
Oh, it's not over there.
So,
Doing something for you.
Today. We're also on Amazon.
he's doing a live recording, thank you.
Explore One Land and Water Habitat is perfect for young explorers to collect an assortment of creatures and keep them safe for in-depth observations of how they look, behave, and interact. The habitat comes with a convenient carrying handle and a built-in magnifying lens in the vented lid, as well as a handheld magnifier to assist in exploration and observation. Use the included tweezers to gently pick up insects, or the net to catch minnows, tadpoles, or even fireflies. Budding naturalists can prepare the container to mimic the habitat of land-dwelling subjects or fill it with suitable water for our water-loving friends. Once your explorer has finished, they can easily open their habitat and free the research specimen. The rugged Explore One Land and Water Habitat can be used again and again, opening a window into nature's wonders.
The National Geographic 50mm portable refractor telescope is made to go wherever adventure takes you. With ultra-compact design, this easy-to-use refractor is an ideal companion and a great starter instrument for both dynamic nature watching and nighttime moon gazing. The ultra-portable telescope comes with 2 interchangeable eyepieces, so you can experiment with different magnifications and fields of view. Spend an afternoon exploring distant landscape features or getting a closer view of wildlife. So once the stars come out, visit chiseled ridges and craters on the lunar surface or tour some of the night sky's brightest objects. With the full-size tripod and panhandle mount, you can stay comfortable viewing nature's beauty all night with the National Geographic 50mm portable refractor telescope.
The Explore One 1200 times microscope offers an impressive magnification range of 300 to 1200 times, giving young scientists the tools they need to reveal the hidden details of their world. Outfitted with a range of collection tools, this beginner compound scope has quality optics that consist of a 40 times magnification eyepiece and a rotating turn of 3 objective lenses with 300, 600, and 1200 times magnification. The set also includes color filters to give specimens extra definition when needed and a projection eyepiece that allows users to trace images or share their findings with multiple viewers at the same time. It also comes with impressive collection tools, prepared blank slides, a shrimp hatchery, and instructions on how to conduct your investigations with the Explore 1 1200 times microscope.
Alpine Magnaview 8x25s offer performance and value for today's sports optics users, demanding a binocular that delivers. Durable and comfortable, the Alpine Magnaview binocular delivers more features with the BAK7 prism and fully coated optics. Waterproof for all-weather performance, the Magnaview series is purged with nitrogen, keeping the barrels dirt-free and the lenses clear. The compact and armored 8x25 Alpine Magnaview binocular, built to last a lifetime.
Thank you for watching our 24-hour-a-day live stream here at Explore Scientific, where we show you all the programs that we run live in front of a live audience. Programs like Global Star Party, On the Wing for birders, First Light Chronicles for beginners, and Focus on Astrophotography for astrophotographers. We bring in astronomers and explorers from around the world to answer your questions live. But there's so much cool information there that we decide to package it all together and run it 24 hours a day. We're also on Amazon Live, where we do deep dives into our products and our gear. There's so much important information as we share the education, the experience, answering questions from the audience, that kind of thing. So tune in, and thanks for watching.
Alpine's Apex 20 to 60 by 80 spotting scope generates brilliant images full of crisp details by combining an impressive 80mm aperture with fully multi-coated optics. The scope has a built-in zoom eyepiece angled at a comfortable 45 degrees, a dual focus system that allows for both coarse and fine adjustments, a tripod thread, and twist-up eye cups. Waterproof and purged with nitrogen, you can always guarantee the Alpine Apex 20 to 60 by 80 spotting scope will be right there with you.
Embark on fascinating adventures through our solar system and beyond with National Geographic's StarApp 70 telescope. This refractor features a unique carbon fiber styling wrap that gives it a rugged edge and a 70mm aperture great for any lunar, planetary, and deep sky observing situations. With the smartphone adapter and the AR telescope app, locating and learning about constellations and planets is a breeze. Observers move the telescope across the night sky to hear facts about the constellations and planets in the app's database as they come into view. The telescope also comes with 2 premium interchangeable colossal eyepieces and a 2x Barlow lens, providing a versatile range of magnifications with the smooth alt-azimuth mount with slow motion control, making everything come into view. Enjoy the solar system and beyond with the National Geographic's StarApp 70 telescope.
Scott Roberts from Explore Scientific. Last time when we were talking about how to make astrophotographs with your telescope, this is for beginners or for anybody that wants to start off making astrophotographs maybe with a smartphone. We talked about the importance of getting perfect focus. And so we showed how a Bahtinov mask works, which is a fantastic device. But once you've got perfect focus, then it's a matter of keeping the object in the center of the field of view. And a lot of times it's also a matter of tracking this object. Now, something like the moon is reflected sunlight, and your exposure time is going to be really short. And so we can use a mount that works like this. It's just what's called a simple alt-az mount. Alt is altitude, which moves up and down, and azimuth is the side-to-side movement. If you're a photographer, it's like tilt and pan, okay? But if you just simply try to follow objects in the sky using tilt and pan, your adjustments usually are going to be pretty jerky. It's not going to be very smooth. And even if you were perfectly smooth, the object in the field is going to be spinning slightly. So if your exposure times are longer, a minute, couple of minutes, you're going to start to detect what's called field rotation. So that leads us to talk about a different kind of mount called the Equatorial Mount. Of course, the reason why you need a tracking mount and an equatorial tracking mount is because the stars are rising in the east and setting in the west. And so if you look at a time-lapse image like this one, you're going to see that graphically. We have different equatorial mounts here, and this type of equatorial mount is called the German equatorial. There are actually different types. There's fork mount, English type, Ponset mounts would be another example. But the German equatorial is great because it's so versatile. It's characterized by having a counterweight that's balancing out the tube. And we can move the tube back and forth to get the balance on the other axis. This is called right ascension because objects appear to ascend to the right, okay? And this axis right here is called declination because no matter where we go, we're declining from the pole. And so the job is to align this axis here with the pole in the sky, whether you're in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere. So when you choose an equatorial mount, you're trying to balance the size of the mount with the size of your telescope. So there's a specification called payload capacity. And a lot of people think that, well, the payload capacity of a mount is how much can it possibly hold, okay? But that's not really true. You're an equatorial mount, most equatorial
Hi guys, welcome back to another amazing Amazon Live. I am wonderful guest here, wonderful guest, Mr. Lance Bass. Yes, Lance Bass is here. This is the Alpine rep here at Explore Scientific, and he's going to give us a good rundown, on binos.
Yeah.
And plus, I get you out of the office and get to stand a little bit because you're kind of always stuck in there.
Yeah. Getting to stand up, walk around, and actually talk about some stuff is kind of nice sometimes.
Yeah. So during another recording, we've talked about good basic entry level binos. Do you say BAK or do you say BAKs?
I say BAK. I just say BAK because you could say BAK 7 or it's just different types of prisms, but BAK is a type of prism, and then there's different numbers after that tells you if it's, I guess what you would say better than others, but really better just means does it allow more light to pass through the bino or less light.
Okay, so you got we have a bunch here that we're going to talk about, and it looks like you got some new things to show us.
I do. I have a couple of new items that are up and coming. They're literally months away, and we're going to have them. We'll have them here, so that's going to be exciting.
So with Alpine, granted, Alpine's known for sports optics.
Yes.
Now, when I think of sports optics, I'm thinking of wild game hunting. But what about the other stuff like bird watching, maybe astronomy? Can you do the same thing with these pairs of binos?
100%. A lot of people use them on boats just to be able to see, further out on horizons, be able to, I guess, identify other boats and stuff like that. A lot of sailboats use that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of our binos are waterproof. We actually even sell binos that have like a floating lanyard, so if they do fall into the water, they'll float.
That's handy.
Grab them, pick them back up. But yeah, hiking, camping, hunting, bird watching, sports events. That's another really good one. A lot of compact binos are great at sports events, especially for people that are up high in the stadiums and they really want to see like a certain person on the yard line or in a basketball game. They're just really wanting to focus on one person. They can use binos or even a monocular to take to those sporting events and actually see what they want to see instead of maybe little dots running around on the field.
So on some of these specs, we got the wings. For a good basic entry level, we got one Bresser, which we have multiple Bresser binos. This is the only one that I could find and I grabbed. And we got mainly a lot of Alpines.
Yeah.
Is there honestly a difference between the Bresser and the Alpine brand? Or is it all basically one family?
We're one family. We've been making Alpine optics for over 20 years, but it was just a few years ago that Alpine decided to stop making binos and shut the company down, and we actually went to them and acquired that company. So it was no big difference for us because we made everything for them before, and so when we acquired them, we just took that line of optics over, kept making new binos and the same old binos, and actually kept the same warranty. So those older binos and stuff like that, we still honor that same warranty.
Depending on if we can actually fix them, or
we still make it. Yeah, there's some items that we don't make anymore, or discontinued, or actually even Alpine discontinued them before we actually acquired them.
Yep.
But we'll do what we can. If we can't help that person repair it, then we'll figure out a way to replace it for like a discount on a newer item or even an upgraded item.
Yeah, that will be supported by the new warranty at
100%.
that point. So if you drop them, kick them, scratch them, do whatever, dog gets a hold of them, you're covered.
Only thing that we don't cover is lost or stolen.
Yeah. Even if it's registered?
Has to be registered, but yes.
So we got the Magnaviews. Well, actually, let's start with the Condor Series. That way we can get it off the table and get all the rest of the Alpine stuff.
Yeah.
These are 10 by 32s.
Yep.
Let's take, the box is nice. It comes with a pouch.
Yep.
And I'm just going to put the box over here to the back.
Bring your microphone up, though.
Uh-oh.
You sound like you're in a hole.
You in a hole?
I'm further away than he is.
Yeah.
So we got I love it. So we got a handy strap. Here's the strap for the pair of binos that comes in here, and we got a cleaning cloth as well, handy dandy cleaning cloth, and Yep, do not eat. Of course, you got the do not eat pouch. Of course, please do not eat that pouch. There's a reason why they put that on there.
Dehydration is not fun.
Somebody done it. That's the reason why. So tell me a little bit about these Condors.
The Condor Series is actually, they have a really good stipulation grip, so it's easy to hang on to. Like you said, they all come with the actual case itself, and the case actually comes with a strap, so you can carry the, like a lot of bird watchers will carry this, that way they can clean them, check them, and then there are extra pockets and stuff for them to put different items into. But hikers use it too as well because they're lightweight and they're small. These are BAK4. You can get them in a 10x32, an 8x32,
You can get
a
quite
10x42, and an 8x42
You can
in the
actually-
Condor Series.
You can get quite a bit in this, and it's you got waterproof. It's got twist-up guide cups, and the great thing I love, and this is where I think of astronomy as well, is they have the 1/4-20 adapter that you can put on a tripod.
Yeah, all of our binos do. There are very, very few binos that we sell that actually do not come with that tripod adapter.
That's crazy. So the field of view is 331 feet, right?
Yes.
Now, explain the field of view. Is that when I'm looking through it, I can see 331 feet out, or is that how
Through magnification and the size of the actual aperture, which is the front end of your bino. The bigger the aperture, the more your field of view is.
Of course.
And it's all, like our rifle scopes, our binoculars, actually pretty much everything on the sporting optics side is going to be done at 100 yards. So if it's an 8 power, it's 8 times closer at 100 yards. If it's a 10 power, it's 10 times closer at 100 yards. So that's kind of how that measurement goes, or what that first number in a bino is. The second number is your aperture. So the larger that number is, the brighter it is, and the wider your field of view is.
Now, when you mean brighter, that means obviously like a telescope.
Yep.
The bigger that hole, the more light that can come in, that pass through that prism to let that light through.
Yep.
And that's where the different styles of prism could play an effect on how much light transmission comes through.
Yeah, because telescopes don't have prisms in
No.
it. So the telescope allows a lot more light because you don't have that something else that the light is bouncing off of and moving around to move through. So
Just throw it on there and I'll look at it.
I can't throw it up in the normal place. You're gonna
Hang on. What is the binoculars like viewing insects such as spiders close up?
you need a close focus, so not to jump in on that question, but you need a close focus bino. We do have a couple of binos that is close focus, and those close focus binos are going to be usually like an 8 power, but they will be able to focus on something closer. Once you kind of get into looking at something that small, you really want to kind of move into the whole microscope range, and there are low power microscopes that are perfect for that, especially like dual viewers. Like the dual viewing microscopes, everything is 3-dimensional, which is even way cooler. And when you're looking at something 3-dimensional and it's up close, you get a really good aspect of what that image looks like. Binos can be used for that, but close focus on most of our binos are going to be right at around 4 to 5, maybe 6 yards. We do have 1 or 2 series, like the Rainier series, much higher in price, but they will focus on something within like 5 to 6 feet. So like if there's like a bee on a bush or something like that, or a hummingbird, hummingbird feeders, things like that.
I'm not getting near bee. Spiders are like, nope, not getting close to those at all. No.
So the close focus stuff, you can use, but again, you're limited. You're only going to be able to go up to, like I said, 5 feet is one of the closest ones that we carry right now. We don't have anything that's gonna focus
right
closer
up on
than
top of
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would
That's a
say
microscopic realm.
jumping into microscopes and jumping into
macro photography.
or even like
DSLR.
bug catching. It looks like you catch the bug and you can get those
little land water habitat things.
Yeah, so you get like basically a magnifying glass. And you can use that. So that's where I would push you in that area.
Well, you did have some comments from John Dallas and a Jordan Dean.
Oh, rock on! I love those guys.
Fans, people like you.
Those are some buddies of mine, really good friends.
I've heard stories.
Jordan is in Pensacola, Florida right now fishing, so he's not my friend right now. So.
But is he doing inland fishing or inshore fishing?
I think he's
Or is he doing way out? Because I did inshore when I went to.
I don't know if he's.
It's about 9 miles out, and it's like that's a long.
I think he's doing shore fishing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's going out on a boat. If he is,
well, I hope he
good
catches
luck.
all the triggers. There are different styles of binos.
Yeah.
And I know that one specifically is a roof bino.
Yes.
Oh, I call them a roof bino.
Yep.
Does that, I'm assuming it's all personal preference between a roof, a bridge.
Sort of.
I mean, I guess it just depends on comfortability.
Yeah, so you have
comfortability.
the two different styles of binos as far as like what type of one is and what type of the other is.
Yep.
A Poro is going to allow you to have much bigger apertures.
There's a difference.
And a roof prism bino is straight through. So everything on a roof prism, it kind of maxes out because once you get to a certain point, you know, you can't close these binos up because the aperture is too big.
Yeah.
So a Poro prism, it actually moves everything out here. And your binos look funny because they're shaped kind of like a weird Z.
Old 10 by 50 type military style.
Yeah, but there are really good aspects on those, and the difference is roof prism binos, the direct through allows more light to come in because you're only looking through one prism.
Correct.
And you can look through it with your eye and look to the right and to the left. Poro prisms are much more designed for straight ahead.
Yep.
So they're much more designed on you're looking at an object and you're looking at an object farther away, but it's not going to allow as much light because you're bouncing on two different prisms on each eye instead of just one. So it's really cool that you can get way bigger apertures,
Of course.
but it's not so cool because it kind of dims things down a little bit,
that's why
and they're much
mainly-
heavier.
Oh God, they're so much here. That's why the astronomy community's got the big Paros.
Yeah, and they're usually mounted. You know, you're usually going to mount those. A lot of people use them as a lot of bird watchers used to use them, but you're going to find that most bird watchers, hikers, and stuff like that are going to they're going to switch to something that's lighter and much easier to handle.
And that's what I love about the Alpines. English is hard. Is the fact that we've redesigned 99% of the Alpine line. We've made it more compact. We've changed up some of the design a little bit to make it a lot more. What would be the word?
Lighter, compact.
Lighter, compact, but cuter.
In some cases, yes, much cuter. In some cases, brighter.
In some cases, brighter, and it's the knurl. I call these the chamfering knurling.
Yeah, knurling.
A little bit deeper knurling. That way you can have a nice. Because I mean, I have big hands. My hands sweat. Even if I'm in AC, I'm sweating. And the ability to actually pick up a pair of binos, it's like, okay, I can grab these and they won't. They're not going to fall. Are not going to go anywhere. And with these Shasta ridges, I remember the old version. They're a lot longer, they're a lot beefier and a lot heavier. But these are honestly, if I had a pocket on, you can just dunk.
They're 15% smaller and 10% lighter. This is a magnesium frame. This is the best, absolute the best $200 pair of binos you're going to buy on the market. There's nobody out there that makes a bino that even comes close to this Shasta.
The Shastas.
So, I mean, honest to goodness, all of my guys use them. I use them. The Shastas are really, the stipulation on the Shasta is easy to hold on to. They're super lightweight and much more comfortable than the older version of the Shastas. That was, like you said, you know, just something that we upgraded. So the older Shastas to the newer Shastas are lighter.
A lot more compact.
A lot more compact. Yeah, they're probably, you know, the old ones are about that much taller, and they're much more bulky.
And they had the OD green. It looked like the OD green style.
Yeah, a lot of our new colors are coming out on this darker green too.
Yeah, a little like
this
dark
is kind of
green.
a pretty good representation.
That's almost the same as the old one, maybe just a little bit more faded. But I like these glow in the dark indicators.
Yep, that's all new. All of our new product comes out with it. You'll get to see some of the new ones that's coming within the next few months.
Jordan?
Jordan's super excited. I know he is.
New stuff. I love new stuff. You know, for me, see, what is the recommended size for binoculars for deep sky objects like Andromeda or Orion? If you're wanting to do deep sky objects, you're definitely going to look into like 15 by 75s would be a good one. They're extremely heavy.
Tripod is 100%.
Tripod you're going to have to get, Connor, because the fact, he is inshore fishing. I hope he gets triggers.
Hi, Jordan.
With 15 by 75s, or if you go from 15 to 80s or 20 to 100s, I can't hold them up longer than a second.
No, and most people can't hold anything past a 10 power steady.
Yeah,
so
and that's
anything over a 10 power.
You're picking up something that you're literally gripping like this, because I always have to grab them at the end just to keep steady, and then it's like, oh great, now I'm breathing and I can't see nothing. It's like I'm on the ocean all over again.
Yeah, and you can get like motion sickness and seasickness.
You definitely can. It's 100%, but I mean it's like a little pair of 100 or 80 millimeter pair of binoculars.
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally just sitting there with two, and your eyeball is soaking in all that light really, really quickly. So tripods, if you're going to go heavy on a big pair of binos for astronomy, you need to get a tripod.
And we do sell some Bresser series.
We do.
In the large bino series.
We do. We definitely do. And they're Paro based, and they're massive. I think those are 15 by 80s.
Yes.
And they're heavy.
Yeah, they're really heavy. It's like two 80-millimeter lenses on the front, which 80s are.
Yeah, they're about a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit
about like that.
Yeah, about 3.5
3.5
inches.
inch. It's like 3.5 inch. Ain't too.
80 telescope right there.
Yeah, 80 millimeter.
No.
Well,
No.
see well, actually, this Alpine's a 60, so
That'll give
I
you
mean,
a-
sorry, an 80 right
That'll
there.
give you a good representation. We'll show that here.
Yeah,
in a
we'll
second.
show that in a minute.
That'll be a good representation. But yeah, they're just massive. They're
Yeah.
monsters. But they're great. It's either that. If you don't have a tripod, lay down.
Yeah.
I mean, I found a good way to do it is when I didn't have a tripod. I literally put my elbows in my stomach, and I just sat there.
Yep.
And just and washed it and used them that way. So we talked about the Shastas. So and those are in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
We would call those the middle of the road price.
Yeah.
But then you got the wings and the Magnaviews.
Yeah, the
Now-
Magnaviews are going to be on the lower end. They have a BAK7 prism in it.
Yep.
And pretty much everything above that's going to have a BAK4. BAK4 is going to let a lot more light in than the BAK7s, but the BAK7s are lighter and more compact. So a lot of hikers. What's
yeah,
really
I
cool
see-
is the little 23 millimeters. They really fold up.
So are they designed mainly to fit in your pocket for
Yes.
easy transportation?
These are great for like football games, basketball games, hiking.
Yeah.
You could use these for like bird watching and stuff like that, but really it's just when you want to pop them into a pocket, take them out with you. They're not like super heavy, so it's not going to like weigh you down.
Yeah.
I know I hike a lot, and I know a lot of hikers that are ounce counters. So I mean, they're going to look for something that's small,
Yeah.
compact, and it's not going to add a lot more weight to their backpack.
Of course, because they're usually hiking for 4 to 5 hours. and
Exactly.
Every ounce counts.
So if you look, I mean, really the only difference is the aperture's a little bit smaller, but you can only fold those so much compared to how much you can fold these.
Yeah.
And there's really not going to be that much light difference during the day. It's usually that when you see the light difference is that late in the evening or when you're looking into like a dark timber line.
Oh, so golden hour.
Golden hour, that's right. Early morning, late afternoon. That is definitely golden hour. That's when the light gathering capabilities come through, and you can see that difference.
I noticed on the Magnaviews they don't come with a case.
They do not.
So
They're kind of entry level. Like I said, they come with like a lanyard and really just the eye cups, which is basically all of our binos come with eye cups.
Yes.
So they don't come with like a little case or anything like that. They do come with a cleaning cloth though. So cleaning cloth
That's fine.
and then the lanyard.
Now I do know for a fact that not all Magnaviews are waterproof.
They are not all of them.
But these are.
Yeah, most of the roof prisms are. There are a couple of series, and just pay attention. You'll see it. We have it always stated on the box
Yes.
or on the website. It'll say waterproof or water resistant. Water resistant just means that if it's raining, if you're out and it starts to rain or it gets a little bit of like dew in the mornings or
Yeah, humidity
like,
and all that stuff.
like
Yeah.
that's not really going to affect it.
Yeah.
But if you drop it in the water, water resistant means that there is a chance that water can get on the inside,
Yeah.
and if that happens, you'll have to send them in to us.
But we can fix it.
We can.
We can fix it.
We can fix it.
We can fix it.
Like Bob the Builder.
Like Bob the Builder. Hey Mike, hey Mark Ellis, how are you guys doing today? Thanks for tuning in. We're just going over a pair of binos, good for entry level versus the more experienced. So yeah, the wings are the next step up. I don't know if we've talked about them much, but again, it's
They're open frame design. That's a difference in preference.
Yeah.
Some people like that closed frame design where it's closed up, it's thick in the middle like this right here, and some
see,
people like this open frame where you can
I-
actually put your hand in.
yeah, literally just put your hand in.
Yep.
But what the military taught me was
Yep.
just you're
You can hold
literally
it way more steady.
you can hold it steadier. My fingers aren't in the way for people to possibly take out.
True. Don't stick your butt in the hair either when you're laying down.
Yep. And 8x34s, this has got enough for light capabilities,
Yeah.
even during the day or the night, that I can honestly just do anything.
Yep. Yeah, the cool part is like if you look at them, this is an 8x34. This is an 8x42.
These are
10 by 42s,
and they're the
so
same size.
You can literally see how much the Shastas we've shrunk the size down, and as far as weight goes, I mean, really, there's no
They're about
difference between the
same.
two.
They're almost about the same.
Yeah, that magnesium frame makes a one heck of a difference.
I mean, these are honestly awesome, and the fact that it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And
They're easy to hang on to.
They're easy to hang on to.
Even if you're wearing gloves.
That's impressive. That is honestly impressive, and it's smooth. It can adjust to. I'd have to look at the measurement for the IDP on those. I don't know if it's on there.
Maybe not on the box. It'll
It may
be on
not
the
be
website.
on the box, but it would be on the website. You know, on all of the one thing that we haven't touched on yet is, I think the difference. I think there's only one pair of binos in the Alpine line that are actually ED coded.
ED coded?
ED coded. And that's what you got in your hand right now.
Yeah, as far as I know.
Everything else
lot of them
is
are-
fully. It's fully multi-coated.
Yeah, they're fully multi-coated, or we're using different types of coating like phase coating. But the difference between just saying phase coating and fully phase coated, or EMD coated and fully EMD coated, is that fully means you're doing both sides of the glass. So each lens is fully done.
Correct.
If you see the label EMD coated, it could just be that the outside lens is done and the outside lens is done, and that's still EMD coated, because everything else is sealed on the inside.
Correct.
But when they say fully, that means every lens
Every
is
piece
coated
of glass has been coated
on both sides.
What
yeah.
about the prism?
The prisms are usually coated differently, but still they have to be fully coated.
I love these binos.
Yeah, these are pretty sweet.
These are honestly the best looking binos ever.
They're a little on the larger side and a little on the heavier side, but
That's okay. I'm big. I can handle it.
these have our new Abe prism. And the new Abe prism.
Now explain Abe in case people. And I mean, I know Jordan and John know what that is.
They do, 100%.
I would hope so.
They better.
They better. Or we're going to have a talk later. Explain to all the new viewers, you know, because you had a roof prism, you had the Bach 7, Bach 4.
Yep.
Why would you want to go with an Abe?
So Abe prism allows us to get a much more light transmission through. A BAK4 prism is only 46% reflective. So that's how much light is actually reflecting through and getting through that prism. The new Abe prisms are 93% reflective.
Just feels so good in the hand.
Oh, they're super. They're
And you know what the best
super
thing
dense
is?
and super heavy, but
You can get these in focus very close.
oh, easily.
You can focus on that camera and it's like less than 5 feet away.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah, this one, the Rainier, Alpine Apex XPs are all. They can actually focus in less than 5 yards.
Nice.
Yep.
So if you're looking for a good pair of binos,
Yes.
and you either want to
Actually,
watch your grandkids play ball,
These are actually ED glass as well. So it's ED glass with an Abe prism. So not only are you getting a 93% reflective prism that allows more light in, it's also ED glass, which is extra low dispersion. That keeps the light from dispersing out. So everything is nice, crisp, sharp, and clear.
be good for golden hour.
Yes.
Don't look at the sun.
Do not look at the sun.
Do not look at the sun with a pair of binos, please. It's the same thing.
Binos, telescope,
do it.
never look at the
Any
sun.
sport, any kind of optics, don't look at the sun without proper equipment
Yes.
in front of the objective.
There's definitely a proper way to look at the sun.
Yes. And just looking straight at it's not the proper way.
Nope.
To do it.
That will end quickly,
So,
really quickly.
In this group, what would you recommend for beginners to mainly start out with that are I know we've talked a little bit about hiking, bird watching, you know, because we're starting to encroach around the $500 to $600 range with
Yes.
obviously the
Yep.
Tetons. I mean, Shastas, you said they were around 200 something bucks. The wings are about 150, maybe a little more,
Yep.
and then the Magnaviews are
100 and some
like
series are less.
130, 140.
Yeah, some are actually less than $100.
So, I mean, honestly, folks, you're getting a great deal with obviously a great warranty as well. We literally cover everything except lost
or stolen.
I mean,
Yeah.
if they drop in the water and you're able to recover them, we can fix it. If
I've
they-
had guys drop them out of tree stands and it hit like the steps going down. It'll usually like dent something. You know, it doesn't really damage the optics. It'll dent something and bring it back, and we'll fix it. If they, and I haven't had anybody do this recently, but run over it with a vehicle.
We've had people do that.
UTVs and stuff like that.
You
but
may not have heard it. But
yes.
I've heard it. I've definitely heard it, and some of the times, some of the not really complaints, but the questions we get is, can we collimate them?
Yes.
I mean,
we can do
how
collimation.
easy is it to collimate the new scopes? or the new binos?
Most of them are actually pretty easily done. I would say the poros are the hardest. Poros are much more, like I said, they have 2 prisms inside, so you have a lot of adjustment in a poro, and that usually takes a lot longer, but we can still do it. We can still clean, collimate, pretty much every bino on the market. We've even done other companies' binoculars.
Ooh, yes, you have. I remember bringing my old pair of Celestrons in here, and Mike was able to fix them up for me. Actually, Ryan did. Yeah, Ryan fixed them up. But yeah, these are honestly, folks, the great entry-level positions. The first 3 here, the Magnaviews, the Shastas, and the Wings. They're great. They don't. Again, they're covered. That's the wrong ones. No wonder these didn't fit right. It's because I had them on the wrong one. Yay me. Yay me. So, I mean, if you definitely have any more questions, you can always call us here at Amazon. You can even send us a chat if you have any questions. You know, what if you're looking for a specific set of binos for what you're wanting to do as far as an activity, the Magnaviews range from $70 to $90. Thank you, Lucy. So
there we go.
Wonderful Amazon rep there. Paul's dying behind us, really badly. So they're great. If you have any questions that you want to ask us, don't hesitate to reach out while we're on. That's why I brought Lance on, because he's more informative than I am about binos, because I do telescopes, I don't do binos. I've always wanted to pick his brain about binos, but we're always too busy and we don't have time.
Are we ready for new?
No, we got one more. We got one more perty thing.
Oh, we're going to do the spotting scope.
We're saving the best for last, buddy.
Saving the
Isn't there one better, though, even than that?
We don't make it.
We do. Yeah, we have the Apex XPs that just came in. They are ED glass, which
that's top secret information.
top secret info.
You know you have 30 minutes left.
Yeah, I know. But if it ends early, it ends early. I'm sorry. So let me put these up. Well, you know, Lance, spotting scopes. Why, other than for an avid hunter, why would you want a spotting scope at all?
Well, I mean, not only do you have like hunters using spotting scopes, you also have like competition shooters. So if you're shooting, if you're shooting 50 yards, sometimes you can see where you hit if you're using a large enough caliber. But if you're shooting way further than that, you're not going to see even a 50 cal round where it hit on a target at 1,000 yards or 600 yards.
Gosh, no.
So spotting scopes are for distance. That's actually what they're built for. We use it for a lot of different reasons. We actually use it to target shoot, so you're not having to walk down and check your target all the time. And we use it for spot and stock. The other thing is you can attach a camera.
A camera?
And you can attach a camera to this. You can attach your Canon, Nikon, whatever, Pentax, whatever camera.
Yeah.
And you can take pictures with this.
Interesting.
And there's actually quite a few guys that has done that in the past. I think we were talking about an 80 millimeter lens just a few minutes ago.
You can do it.
And that is an 80 millimeter lens.
It's a big telescope.
So yeah, having 2 of those side by side would be a crazy bino, but
It'd be heavy.
we make them. So what's cool about it is it really brings in the magnification, because you're looking at a 20 to 60, so it's 60 times closer at 100 yards and 20 times closer at 100 yards. And you still have the same eye cup, you still have a sun shield, you have coarse and fine focus, so you can really pinpoint your focus, and you're good out to about 1,000 yards with this type of spotting scope. We do make some smaller spotting scopes that are only good out to about 600 yards. This is going to be closer to 1,000.
Yes.
There's guys that use it for
pretty
even.
far.
Oh, there's guys that use it for further than that.
Holy moly.
Yeah, they're looking at metal targets, and they can actually see the
glare
hit the metal
and
target.
Yeah. So you got a fine and coarse focus.
Yep.
And I saw that it had a 1/4 screw. So, it looks like that you're able to adjust it.
You can.
To reposition so you can have different viewing, which I'm assuming it just twists.
Yep, and just rotate it.
And then it just rotates, so you can get a little bit more comfortable in your viewing. But I did notice that with some of the spotting scopes is you have a straight through.
Yeah.
Why would you want a straight through compared to a 45?
Mostly preference, and it's all going to be about comfort.
Yeah.
What are you using it for? How are you using it?
Yeah. If I'm a hunter, I can see a 45, but if I'm doing a target shooting, I'm already laying down.
Yep.
I'm not going to get back up and check it.
Yep.
because I'm looking through my scope of the rifle, and then all I got to do is just roll over. It's like, all right, I'm off by this much.
I tend to lean towards a 45 degree on everything, even if I'm doing spot and stock, even if I'm just competition shooting. Simply because a 45 gives you a little bit more functionality, I guess is the best way. So a lot of guys will set their spotting scope up here, and then they would shoot that long distance shot, and then all they have to do is lean forward and look. But what's really cool about a 45 is you can tilt it so you shoot and you just turn your head. And that's, to me, a little bit more functionality that you can do that. The other thing is if you have this sitting on a tripod between your legs, you're holding it like this and you're looking out across, say, like a mountain range to another mountain range. You literally just have to aim it and then put your head down. So there's more functionalities for me to be using a 45 degree. But again, the straight through is sometimes easier to aim because it is literally straight down, so you can look down the side of your spotting scope at a longer distance and be able to see it in your spotting scope, where these you kind of have to look at the area and then kind of judge where you're going to be aiming. So there's
moves too, the tripod holding ring.
Yeah, we showed them.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So
that's true. I am blocking your field of view. I'm blocking your field of view.
But spotting scopes, I mean, you can still use it. I mean, you could use a spotting scope to look at the sky if you wanted to. You know, you could use it for celestial viewing. You could you can also use it for bird watching. Like I said, I know some guys that use them to take pictures of birds. They take pictures of animals. A lot of us that actually, you know, I mean, yeah, we're hunters, and but sometimes we just go out to take pictures. There's tons of times where I've just got videos of animals and pictures of animals, and I'll use my binoculars, I'll use my spotting scope, and that's just as fun as actually going out and hunting. But like I said, the bird watching, and we got, you know, Sheldon, he actually takes tons of pictures.
He uses an 80 millimeter scope.
An 80 millimeter scope, yeah.
Not a spotting scope, he uses an actual telescope.
Yeah, a telescope to take pictures.
Hey Jason, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping in at Amazon Live. We were here with the wonderful Lance Bass. He is the Lance Bass. So if I ever go on the hunting shows, he will forever be known as Lance Bass.
They're not quiet with it.
Mike Oberracker, any idea when the BT-120 FF Giants will be back in stock? Mike, at the end of the show, I will get with Annie and we will, I'll give you an ETA on those for sure. Can you go back to that, Paul? Thank you. I really like my Condor 10 by 42 binos. I have 10 other sets of binoculars, but I use the binos more often. Yep. Nice. Thanks, Mike. The Condors, yes. Mark Ellis, how are they for viewing celestial objects such as Saturn and Jupiter? Well, unfortunately, Mark, I mean, this does have the capability of increasing the power. That would also be a good test to find out at 5 a.m.
I think it would be fine on the moon and planetary.
It'd be fine on the moon and the planetary, but I mean, with a quarter 20 adapter, I can literally just get up at 4 and 5 in the morning. Yep. Because that's when the planets are up. And I'm already up at that time anyway. And I can find out for you, Mark. That way.
I saw some nebula in it. Some very faint nebula in it once.
Which one?
I don't know what they are. I just pointed and said, oh, there's supposed to be nebula. And I found it.
Interesting.
And we do have the new Apex X piece.
Nebula or star cluster or what? I saw something faint. That's all.
That's a possibility. There's a lot of faint stuff out there.
What pair of binos would you recommend for that type of viewing?
They already kind of went over this.
Well, we also have other pair of binos, but this is mainly for Alpine terrestrial viewing.
Yeah.
But you can, like Lance has said, you can use these for astronomy type stuff. They would also be great for, you know, outreach.
Yeah.
They can be good for outreach. I mean, you're going over the basic product. They can get a feel for the actual scope because, I mean, you would be surprised how fast you will literally roll over focus with that fine focus knob. It is super smooth.
It really is.
It is super, super smooth, and John likes the show.
Oh.
And the good thing about it is, with this particular spotting scope, is it comes with a cover.
Yep.
And the great thing about this cover is it slips in just fine, and you can still use it. So if you're getting rained on, you can actually use it because the dew shield retracts and retracts. Yeah. And that's the amazing part about this thing.
Yeah. It allows you to put it on your tripod with the cover on it.
Yep. You can put it on the tripod, so you can literally, if you're out hunting, if you're out fishing, whatever. I don't know why you would take.
Another version of this one too. Another version of a spotting scope. It's not quite this one. Mm-hmm. And that case on it is phenomenal. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Lance?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's one that actually you can take just the top piece off and everything. That's the Shasta.
That's the Shasta version. That's the Shasta version.
Yeah, the Shasta has that. But if you're going to take this out for Celestial, the new Apex XPs.
Okay, just let me borrow it.
Are here. So
Just let me borrow it.
we'll work something out.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry, guys. This is the benefits of working here. So I know you. I saw some toys in your office when I came and grabbed you. Folks, this is hot off the presses. This is literally just came in. I didn't even know what they were doing this, and we'll have to have some different. I'll have to find some good ones. I'll get the Tetons back out. That way you can kind of see the differences in cases, where we're going with on cases. And, oh, everybody's going to love this, I think. Oh, look at that case. It's so pretty. Whew. This, I'm going to call it pleather. I know it's probably not pleather. Sorry, it's not pleather. It is amazing. I mean, this cloth, it's obviously cloth.
Yep.
Everybody loves that. And everybody knows that sound. Here's this, folks. Magnets.
Yep.
I love it. Magnets. You got the normal hook loops for a neck strap. This is the beauty part. This is honestly the beauty part. 4-hook contact.
Yep. We can use Bino Buddies, and we will be coming out with our own Bino Buddy as well.
Everywhere. In this case, it actually feels nice. Not to say that the old ones weren't great, but you know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with zippers. I love zippers, but sometimes you forget.
Standard industry.
Sometimes you forget that you forgot to close the zipper, and it just falls out.
And then Cabela's falls out.
Falls out. But I mean, with this, it's literally it flops, flop it over, it catches.
Yep.
Now, what comes and it's a nice padding in here. There's a whole lot of padding. You get a pretty good, decent sized pocket that I can almost fit my whole hand in. What would come with the Apex? Oh, they're Apex.
So it comes
XPs.
with.
I'm going to take those two and see.
This is our new Apex XP laser rangefinding bino.
I don't need that.
This is one of the only ED glass rangefinding binos on the market for less than $1,000, I believe.
Now, on laser range finding, is it going to show in the right ocular?
It will.
So it's just similar to the military.
100%, yeah. So it shows in the right ocular. This shows a red display. I don't know if we have. It'd be cool if we had a spot up, but
we don't.
It shows a red display, and it gives you the distance and angle. You can change it from line of sight, or you can change it to arc. Either one. If you do the arc, then if you do it on the arc, then basically it will actually take the degree of angle off, and if it's set on line of sight, it is literally line of sight. It will read out to 5,000 yards.
Holy moly!
On a reflective target. So any hard, what we call a hard target, like buildings, like a hard, like a
something is stationary.
A vehicle, something like that.
And it's possible it will do that with animals, but
soft targets is what we consider like the fur of an animal, or like when you're hitting like grass blades and things like that. Those are soft targets, and soft targets, it's going to reach right out to about 1,000 yards.
That's still impressive.
Very.
Now, are you able to change it from yards to meters?
Yards to meters. Yep.
Okay.
You can change the brightness level, and you can also change, like I said, you can change it from line of sight to arc. Which awesome. The arc is basically, like I said, it tells you the degree of angle. If you have it on HDR, then it will actually take the degree of angle and take it off of
high dynamic
the
range.
That is exactly correct. Yes.
So, what are some from the old Apex XP without the rangefinder?
Yeah.
This is completely different.
It is.
That is 100%. I mean, granted, I know it's a rangefinder, but the whole body style in general has completely been redone.
Yep. Everything is built into a single barrel design, so it bounces and reflects back into the single barrel. The display goes into, like we said, the right eye only. They're going to be heavier than the Apex XPs, but they're using the same ED glass, so they're really, really close to the same brightness as the Apex XPs. They are ED glass, like I said, and we're one of the only companies that makes a laser rangefinder in ED glass.
But what about magnesium body style? Is it the same?
This one does not have a magnesium body style, so it is going to be a little bit heavier, but the difference is you're carrying this instead of this and a rangefinder. So when you're looking at something moving, and you can also scan, so you can press this once, it'll turn it on.
Like the Terminator.
You press it again.
Had to do
You
it.
press it once to turn it on. You press it again,
Yeah.
and it will give you the reading. If you press and hold, it will literally just keep giving you readings. So if you're moving or if the object is moving, it'll keep giving you the distance until you either stop or it stops. Or
So it can track animals
yeah,
as well.
you can even hit like the side of a vehicle traveling, and it will tell you how far away the vehicle is. As it's getting closer, it'll just keep changing.
Does it tell you how fast it's going?
You can do that with our laser rangefinder. Yes, we do have a rangefinder that will read the speed of a vehicle.
Or you can just do the math in your head as it goes.
Technically,
That's a lot of
do a
math.
lot of math really quick.
A lot of math real quick. So you get in a brand new case.
Yep.
Now, so here's a crazy question: are all these cases going to come out with the all Alpine brand from now on, or is it just related to the
As
laser
of right
rangefinder?
now, it's basically XPs and higher. So a lot of the XPs are going to be a lot of the newer stuff that's coming out. We've got a lot of new product coming out. Our Red Dots rangefinder. This, which we're fixing to talk about. A lot of these are going to come with cases like this right here because that is going to be the new.
So more of the top of the line. This is.
It is, yeah.
This is more dedicated to, I mean,
ED glass.
to ED glass, to
It's given
Abbey prisms. You are more avid hunters than anything else.
Yep.
Not to saying that you can't use it for hiking, but I don't see a reason, in my opinion, to have a laser rangefinder while hiking. In my opinion, but
You
maybe
want to know the distance of what you're fixing to travel.
That's true.
And the degree of slope.
I mean, this would be a good application for firefighters.
Yes.
Coast Guard.
Coast Guards.
Military applications.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, this is nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really big thing for hunters because, like, I'm an avid hunter, but one of the things is if I'm looking through the binos and looking at an animal and I'm seeing how far away it is at the same time, instead of looking at the animal and then having to put these down and then reach for a rangefinder to pull that out and check that.
All I gotta do is
This
push a button.
is just one thing, one piece instead of two.
That's awesome, man. So when's that coming available?
This will be here within the next couple of weeks.
You hear that, folks? Jason? New toys. New toys. So, I know we got something else, and this one has been, I love this next thing.
This has been fun.
This has been extremely fun here at the office. Once we tell you why, you'll understand quickly. It comes with the same case as the other one. Magnetic folding. It's deeper casing. It's got the bigger pocket. I'm assuming all of these, the higher end stuff, comes with the neck strap as well.
Yes.
It's same 4 hooks. So if you want to do a molly pack, are we eventually going to come out with it with webbing on it?
We've looked into it. I don't know if any of the new stuff is going to. We're looking at the bino strap too, like the X strap that goes across your back.
X-strap, yep.
And we're trying to decide on which version. We've got 4 or 5 different versions, and we're trying to pick on which one we want.
You don't want to make this pop. Oh, there is the green there. The green's there. Never mind.
is, yep.
Green's there. So explain what this beautiful piece of equipment does.
Okay, so this is our new thermal imaging monocular. We're going to have it in 2 sizes. This is a 34, and we're also going to have it in a 54 millimeter, which
Holy
is
moly.
a much bigger objective. So even this little handheld device right here can see up to about 1,200 yards. Jesus. And you can see
A lot
pretty
of stuff.
much anything with heat. Like I have seen coyotes at 600 to 700 yards.
It's been hot here
Yeah.
at Explore Scientific. And real quick question, Lucy wants to know, does any of these come with a cleaning cloth?
Pretty much everything does. Even the new Alpine Apex XPs, the Tetons, and I think even the Shastas come with a lens pen.
Yeah. So thanks. Great question, Lucy. So back to the topic on this thermal imager is it's been hot here at Explore Scientific, and we have a container sitting outside.
Yeah.
And weren't you able to identify and count how many boxes were in said container?
How many pallets?
How many pallets were
Yeah,
in it?
so
Just
the-
by looking at it through this, making a few adjustments, you can literally etch out each individual pallet
Yeah.
of boxes.
So the
is
sensor in
insane.
this is a roughly, and I may be a little off on this, but it's a 288 by 344 sensor, I believe, and I may be a little off on that, but I'll check. So the sensor allows us to really determine individual heat surfaces. So when you're looking at someone's face, it's not just like a red blob on their face or whatever, and you're like, oh, there's the heat of a person's face. No,
you can see
detail, like how much hotter this is versus your eye, or your nose is versus your ear.
You can see every micro hair.
A FLIR?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
But
So you can see so much detail that you can, and I joke you not, you can identify animals in pitch black darkness or in the middle of the day at a distance, be able to tell what that animal is. I have identified coyotes at 600 yards when, with normal like binos or night vision or something like that, I wouldn't have been able to identify it. I would have been able to say, okay, it's about the size of a coyote, but it might be just a neighbor's dog or just a dog just out there. No. With this, I could 100% identify that it was a coyote, or 100% identify it was an armadillo or whatever. I mean, it's crazy how much detail you get in this. We were able to identify raccoons, baby raccoons in a tree. Jeez. I could see their eyes with the spotlights that we use. Yeah. And then when I got up a little bit closer, I turned the thermal imager on, and I could actually see all the raccoons. There was 4. I could only see like 2 with the flashlight, but there was 4 baby raccoons in a tree. And
that's insane.
It's amazing, absolutely amazing. You can identify. I mean, just in let's just say a engineering field or whatever, you can have like a 3-story building. Use this to look up in the building and identify which pipelines are hot and which lines are cold. You can identify if there's heat being transferred from an electrical line. Yep. You know, if you put too much electricity and too small of a wire, it heats up
really quick.
So electricians could use it to identify.
Yes, Paul.
Does it have a readout for what the temperature is at a particular?
It won't read out the temperature. It does it in, so it has 6 different settings, and you can set it to white hot, black hot, rainbow, red, yellow, and each one of those is like yellow is hot, white is hot, black is hot. So you would set each one of those to whatever temperature or setting you want to identify.
If it's night or day.
100%.
I mean, night, I'd want to see blackout.
Yeah, you want to see the white is hot.
Yeah.
Because everything else is going to be dark.
Every object, because everything's going to be blackout dark.
Yep, and it truly is like a huge game changer across the board. I mean, it's not just in the hunting field. I mean, hiking. I mean, you can use these in hiking and walk in pitch black darkness if you wanted to. I mean, you could walk through a warehouse that is completely dark and not trip over anything.
Not that we haven't done it before.
Not that we haven't done that before, yeah. But I mean, it has so many applications. What's really cool about it is there's so many features that are kind of built in. This one actually has Wi-Fi. And I was able to Wi-Fi it to my phone, and then I would hand it to people, and then actually show other people what I'm looking or what they're looking at. So
also, it has the ability that you can actually see the camera.
Sure, it also has a tripod adapter, just like most of the stuff that we have. So you could actually hook it up to a tripod and not even look through it. You would just adjust your focus and use your phone, and you could hit record. You could record video. You could hit pictures. Then you can go back and store or you can store those and go back and look at them later. I've got a few pictures on my phone. I even have a picture of the container we were talking about.
So I saw that there was a piece of plastic that's on this side. I'm assuming that's the charge port.
Yes.
How do you charge this thing?
So 2 ways, actually. Also, one of the very first ones to come out with this, it actually is going to come with 2 batteries.
Oh, you mean one battery?
Well, it comes with 2. So it comes with 2 batteries and a charger. So you can,
rechargeable batteries.
Yes, you can put the battery on the charger, or you can plug this right into a USB-C port and charge it right here.
So you have multiple ways that you can charge both batteries.
Yes.
Charge the unit itself while you're charging the batteries. That way you have multiple hours of field use.
Yes, and most other companies, the battery's internal. Yeah. So you have to charge it here, and if you need a new battery, you have to send it in, because if you take this apart, you're voiding the warranty.
Of course.
You're messing with the internals. So we don't do that. We allow you to change your battery out. If you wanted to buy your own battery, you could. Yeah. But it comes with a charger, and it comes with 2 batteries. So
I don't know. He's smacking his hand. I guess we got 10 minutes left.
10 minutes left?
10 minutes left.
10 minutes.
Yep. I forgot the acronyms of hitting palm on fist.
Yes, sir.
So you got how many modes again?
Okay, so the different modes, I mean, there's in the menu, you can change all different kinds of things. You can change your heat signatures, you can adjust your contrast, your sharpness, There's a lot of things that I would tell people to play with, like change those because it can make the images sharper, crisper,
you
clearer.
Definitely play with this.
Oh, it's so much fun. I can't tell you how much fun this thing is.
How many hours have we spent with this so far? At least 30 to 40.
Since SHOT Show for me, the beginning of this year, I've been playing.
I haven't even stopped touching it. It goes to bed with me all the time.
So one of the other things that, and I'm not 100% sure if any other companies have this, I'm sure they do, but on ours, you can actually go into the menu and tell it to do Hot Smart, and what that does is it's heat tracking. So if something is moving behind an object that's colder than it, then it will be moving behind it, and you don't really see it, because you might catch a little glimpse of red or whatever color you have it set on.
Yeah.
And you might catch little glimpses of it, but it's harder to track it. If you turn the heat tracking on, the unit actually looks for a difference in heat. And it puts a little square box around whatever that heat signature is. And if that heat signature is moving, it tracks it. So it's much easier to follow that,
It's
that
like
unit.
full-on predator mode.
Yeah, we were at a show down in Fort Worth, and it was the MBS show. And the coolest thing, we were actually in the show, sitting there, and me and Mark were talking, and all of a sudden, I saw a hawk fly across the building. And no one else saw it. So I turned on my thermal imager, and I could see the hawk sitting and eating a mouse. He had caught a mouse, and he's sitting up in the rafters and eating this mouse. So I'll just start handing it off to people and letting other people see it. So
That's pretty darn cool.
That was really cool.
That is awesome. Well, Lance Bass, I appreciate you coming in. It's always fun.
No singing.
No singing, please. No singing. You're just here for looks. That's it. Just like me. Just here for looks. That's all I'm here for, is just the looks. I appreciate you showing us the wonderful stuff that is coming along with Alpine. I'm going to gently hand that back to you.
Take this back to my desk for sure.
No, of course. It may wander away somewhere.
This should be available in about maybe 2.5 months.
Nice. So it's in production right now.
Oh, 100%. Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah, we'll have both models here.
But again, I want to appreciate Mr. Lance taking the time out of his busy schedule, because I know he is busy, from the backstage singing and everything else that he does. And the Backstreet Boys I'm glad I was able to pull him away from him. No, it's Backstreet Boys. Go. Just stop. No. Paul, you're killing me. But again, I appreciate him. I mean, that's why I wanted Lance on here, because he has a lot more knowledge, and he was able to bring us treats on to show us new stuff.
Treats?
Yeah, new stuff, new optics. Not food, Paul. Down. So we appreciate you stopping in on Amazon Live and checking us out. We hope you gave us a good follow. We're glad we got some comments to show up. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Focus on Astrophotography with, of course, me, because Kent's not here. So I'm Kent. That's Lance. I'm Tyler. Y'all take it easy.